It's been more than 2 years since I've been at an event hosted here in Walnut at Hing Wa Lee. It just so happens it's a coincidence that the organizers of this event was the same as it was 2 years ago. On the last episode, I spoke about going to an event that I've been looking forward to. Let's go ahead and get changed and then head on out. Let's jump in my 911. I'm here at Walnut at Hing Wa Lee for the PML drive event. I'm not going to stay too long, so I'm parking a little bit down the street. Let's go ahead and try to get as much footage of the cars rolling in. It appears to be a curated event, so I'm going to go ahead and check out the cars that are parked along the street, as I saw a lot of them that weren't able to come in. That's going to pretty much wrap up the event. I just made my way back to my car and took some pictures of some cars that I noticed along the way. So I'm going to head out now and have some lunch. I didn't end up staying long at the event, but when I was there, I was able to get some good footage of some of the cars that came through. My favorite today was the Inozetek Blue M3. It had the nice Advent GT wheels, the GT wing, and a nice lowered suspension. It had a pretty mild body kit on it, but everything on that car was put together really well. Let's go ahead and talk about the new item that I got that will help me with my detailing. When I wash my cars, I break down the procedures in different steps. I always start off with the wheels first, and then I work my way towards the exterior of the car. One of the reasons why I do the wheels first is because when the rotors get wet, they get rusty. So part of my procedure is to clean the wheels, and when I'm done with it, I take my car for a little drive to get all the water out of the wheels, as well as use my brakes so that I can get all that rust off the rotors. Where does all that dust from the brakes go? Well, it goes to the car. So this is the reason why the very first step is to work on the wheels. That way, once they're clean, the rotors are clean, I can work on the exterior. Last month, when I got the new hood, I tore down the crate that was covering the hood. What was left was a big box. And so instead of throwing away, it gave me an idea. This is the box that I'm talking about that was covering my hood. There's a lot of material here that I could put to good use. These are the wheels I bought earlier this year for my MX-6 when I still had it. And I still have the wheels, so I used it as a tool to make a template so that I can cut it out these circles from the cardboard as wheel covers. So I found these wheel covers made out of plastic online, and I decided to use these templates and cover them so that when I wash my car, I could protect my brakes so they don't get wet and rust again. I decided to draft a design to build a stand so that it could hold these wheel covers in place while I'm washing my car. When I have projects around the house, I tend to keep some of the leftover materials, and so I have some of these pieces of wood that I could recycle. After cutting the wood, this is pretty much how they look laid out, and when I put them together, this is the design. Here's an example of how it looked like if I'm at that stage of my detailing where I'm moving on to washing the exterior. Keep in mind, the design for this is not to prevent my wheels from getting wet, but it's to protect the rotors from getting wet because I don't want it to rust again and have to redo that procedure of driving around the block and getting all that rust off the rotors. I was able to find another use for these plastic covers. Instead of using my microfiber towels to cover the top of my wheels, now I could properly secure them by using these wheel covers. So that's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you on the next one.